طب هذا واحد اثنين مش يا حبايبي. عبد الله، إذا كنت بتشوف هذا الفيديو عشان تعرف إنه توقيت اللي فيه قبل شهادة الإتشاري. ربنا ما جاتليش علينا لما دوما وجيجي تعبان كنت أحكي معي، لا سيكون الصبح نحكي معي. شوفي انتي هيك الدم جوزك أقول شنا ما علينا في شو كتير عن المعلومة. يا ساتر مانع كتير. عبد الله كنت بالنسبة قلت يا ساتر لي مالي كنت يعني معناها لما تقولي لي الدنيا خفن معنا كنا بصمر بعض يوم بدي أتشمع عشان عادي يعني مش بدي أتشمع عشان بقى مزعلان ولا إيش بدي أتشمع عشان بس عشان كنت أنت يعني هناك ما شافكنيش فكر بس تكون يعني فضين حالشين وبعدين كيكتين على جنب ودين له فيديو يقول بابا نعم سامعين مشان يحكي إلا إذا بشوفكم قبل ما انتوا تودوا له هذا شي ثاني عشان هيك وديت فيعني بس تسمعنا الفيديو يعني عرفن إنه بابا مش زعلان ولا شي بس بدي أحكي معك في إشي ودي تركزن معي هاي البداية. يو تعبان مين مش يا حبايبي. يا ويلي هذا الحمام. Yes.
You can't follow the fashion when you're trying to do a startup company, or I think really anything in life. But you have to, as an entrepreneur, if you're gonna build a company, pick something you think is interesting. Get in there and do it, and eventually you getting in there and putting yourself out there. If you have something to offer, someone's gonna see it at some point.
نفسي يقول
But you can't really do it with your eyes closed.
نص ساعة نص ساعة 30 شيك
Just make sure
طبعا
that you are
صفر
focused on something
صفر
you're passionate
صفر
about.
check. Preparing to execute.
If you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you better be prepared for long hours and a lot of dark moments.
One.
But ultimately, I think you need an energy.
The accomplishments.
You need a drive and a belief in what you're doing.
And I know this energy is success somewhere, creative success. And that's first and foremost to me. And that's what I follow now. you have any wisdom whatsoever, you know to follow, you know, wherever there is great energy.
When you know where you're going and you know what you want, the universe has a way of stepping aside for you.
And that belief, whatever that is, can change an entire film. It can change anything, really. It's infectious. When you see that on the screen, and I see it all the time with people, you're infected by that energy.
If you run the 100-yard dash with people that can't run as fast as you, yeah, you'll win. Hands down, you know that. But if you run with people much faster than you, all right, yeah, you might come in last every single time, but your time will be better.
You getting in there and putting yourself out there, if you have something to offer, someone's going to see it at some point.
Stop lying to yourself.
I mean, what really got everything kind of truly going for me? You could point out a lot of different things, but the bottom line, I realized that even the group of people I hung around with, you know, it was easy for me to think that I was doing a lot because I was doing more to try to move myself forward than they were. Yeah, okay, I'm a big fish in a puddle.
You don't know what the feel is, just get going and figure it out, you know? And then the truth will surface. You know, action calls to reaction, you know? If you stand still in a sedative state, you know, if you're a pond, you know, and it's sedative, what grows in there is algae. But if you have a current, you know, a fountain or something, it's like an oasis, people want to come and look at it. Your life has to be moving the same way. Just get going, man. Get going. You're learning along the way.
What astounds me is how many young people come up to me and say, Conan, someday I'm going to be on your show. Oh, what is it you do? Yeah. They don't know. That's the crazy thing. Most people, it's the Paris Hilton phenomenon. They just want to be famous. And they've actually seen it work. They've seen someone get incredibly famous for just being famous. What I would say to people is, you've got to go to where they're making the thing that you like. And then work there in any capacity. If you have to get coffee for somebody, if you have to hold a table, if you have to stand there and volunteer, go to where they're making the thing that moves you, that gets you excited, and try and get close to it.
I realized that actually I need to get my ass out to Hollywood and meet other people who are, you know, like in my category or working a little higher, and I should be the weakest link in my chain.
Are you dancing against people you're better than, or people that are better than you? What do you think your answer was? I'm better than you. I said, of course, because you're winning every time. That's a clue. So my question is, how do you get better playing against people you're better than? How are you going to get better? She said, well, no, I'm not. You need to go model or work with the best person in your industry in the world. If I stay on this path, it's not going to happen. There's not enough time.
I mean, I remember for years, I was aware that I'm not doing the thing that is going to be my life's work, but I'm close.
I am not here to be another person that lived and died and didn't do anything significant. I am here to create a shift in this universe.
when you know where you're going and you know what you want, the universe has a way of stepping aside for you.
I am here with a purpose. I will stop at nothing.
I couldn't even tell you exactly what it was, but I knew I was close. Do you know what I mean? I knew when I was a writer at Saturday Night Live, this isn't quite it, but I'm close. I knew when I was a writer in The Simpsons, this is further away from it than I was at Saturday Night Live. I knew that I liked being around the live. So I knew when I was close. And that's what I tell them is just go there and don't have an ego about it.
But I also knew that if I didn't try, that I would always regret that. I thought, okay, if I go do this thing and participate in this thing called the internet that I genuinely believe is going to be a big deal, and if I fail, am I going to regret having tried and failed? And I knew the answer to that was no.
If you run the 100-yard dash with people that can't run as fast as you, yeah, you'll win. Hands down, you know that. But if you run with people much faster than you, all right, yeah, you might come in last every single time, but your time will be better. Because they're making you run all the faster. They're making you dig down just a little bit more. Doesn't matter that you won, your time is faster. And that's what I knew I had to do. I had to get out of Loserville.
And you're jumping off in free fall without a parachute.
Go to where they're making the thing that moves you, that gets you excited, and try and get close to it. Go to where they're making the thing that you like.
هاي من المعضلات كلها بيوصل أشكرك. بس خير إن شاء الله. شو سمعت؟ سمعني بتقول شو سمع؟ طربان شنو؟ يا راسي ساعة يجي بكرة مع عبد الله ربنا شوي وفي بكرة الساعة 3 متأجليش دايما خلي بكرة وقت. والله تعبان. نشوف الفيديو هذا. يلا نفس. لا والله بتصحنيش أنا وعبد الله، الله يعين بس. كده شوفي هذه عشو الله يعين بس. يوم ما جاوبتيش وأنا جاوبتيش يعني قلت شغالين بس على صورة أنا قلتها صح. أنت تعرفي شو هي هذه؟ عشو هذه على يعني توصف إياها يعني شايف يعني أنا والله يعين بس يعني. فإن شاء الله أرضى بعيننا خلاص يعني. فتهميش أم بوشرنتي خليت شركيت خم معي شركيت وفتش عنديني لأنش بعده تعرف تعيشي صح. هيك خزي يعني انت بتخزي فيها بزيادة يعني دائما. مش ما جاوبتنيش يعني شغال بس على صورة أنا كنت بس عم تشتغل شوية ما تقنعها على كده تصدق، لأنه بالفعل يعني قلت الله يعين يعني أنا في عمل بالضبط شهر اعتقاد طريق بشرفي اعتقاد طريق تضحك كده ليه؟ صورة فيديو يمكن ما بينفعش إلا سنوات التلفون. صوتي فاتح كاميرا هناك في تلفون ثاني لأنه بسوي في شغلي هذا خلينا ماشي خلاص. بعدين مع سنة سنتين إيه بعدين خليت شاكيت مع عبد الله ماتش مربوط صح. يجي ويجي بعده. بتقول إيه؟ تضحك كده شايف كيف والله يا عبد الله والمعتاد جوز والله كذا واحد الدعم يا هو تعبان تعال كيف أدور على يا سبحان الله شد حال شفتش كان هو بيمشي الموضوع ده بيمشي والبسيطة. بالنسبة للبنات شو الموضوع كالتالي. موضوع يا أم عبد الله، يا الله ستر وجه والله يا عمي ولا بوفقع إن شاء الله إنهم مستقبلهم خلاص نعم نفس الحال. خلاص نعم نفس الحال. هي خلاص نعم تكون هي
You talk a lot about purpose, why we are created as humans and why we're here. What is the purpose of life? Why are we living life?
I think we're here to struggle.
خلينا نقول شغلة.
I don't think we're here to be happy. That's why when we keep them at the happy argument, I've always found that kind of frustrating.
اللي بدوك تعمل شيء
Oh, but I want to be happy.
مو زي اللي بيسمعنا.
Why? Why do you sit here and laugh? Like you were happy your entire childhood. That's your happy days. You're allowed to be happy as a kid. It's all over now, right? You're a man. Your responsibilities. I think we're here to do important things. And important things are going to be difficult. And they're going to be hard. And you're going to get frustrated. But that's what gives you purpose. I think we're here to struggle. I think we're here to endure pain. Yeah. I think we're here to just see how hard we are to kill. I think that going through terrible things and living through them and coming out the other side is one of the most fantastic things about being human. I think that it's almost like once you understand what life is really about, there's no emotion which isn't enjoyable. The only emotional state which can be seen as detrimental is feeling nothing at all. But if you're sitting at home and you're feeling truly heartbroken, at least you're feeling something, right? And I think that's the whole part of being human. I think we're here to struggle. I think we're here to go through pain. I wake up each day and how can I attack? What problem can I solve? And look at history. Why did Genghis Khan wake up and want to conquer the whole world? Why did Napoleon conquer the world? Why did Alexander the Great conquer the world? You just wake up and just say, give me this, give me that. I want all of it. There's an army there, they're really big. We're better. It's intrinsic. You need to go and conquer. That's the purpose of life.
You do believe that God created us. Why did God create us to struggle?
Because if you don't struggle, you don't learn. God created us to learn and understand ourselves and understand other people and understand the world. What did I say earlier? I said that you don't learn a lesson without pain. You have to struggle to learn things. There's only two ways to learn things, the hard way or the harder way. If you're smart, you can learn the hard way. But in my experience, 99% of the planet is learning the hardest possible way. If you want to feel happy inside of yourself, and you want to feel content, you want to feel stable inside of yourself, you need to do alcohol. And I'm not saying you can't drink a little bit of alcohol and party, you're not having a little bit of fun. You have to be a good person. I don't believe in societal paradigm.
لا بسيد أنا بالي بقول يعني.
Tried to construct this idea of happiness. I don't subscribe to the way that happy and sad is currently understood by the masses of the population. I think if you are anything less than absolutely distraught, you are happy. You're a version of happy. It's like saying gray is a version of black, right? No matter how light the gray is, you can still call it a version of black. And unless you've gone through an event, which hopefully doesn't happen too often, like the passing of a family member or something that's truly destructive and detrimental to your mindset, besides these events, which hopefully only happen a few times in your life, you should be happy. If you're not crying or paralyzed in silence due to the absolute magnitude of a detrimental circumstance or the absolute magnitude of a negative event, then you are a version of happy. So I am always happy is the short answer. I don't believe in not being happy. I don't believe in not saying to myself I'm happy. I'm always a version of happy. And this idea of chasing happiness and always being concerned and preoccupied with how happy you are is actually the biggest mistake that a lot of people make, I think, in the world today, especially men who wake up and go, oh, I don't really feel happy, so I'm going to get happier, and that's how they end up down a hedonistic path of drugs or alcohol or gambling, chasing pleasure. I don't care how I feel. I don't care if I feel happy or sad. It doesn't really affect what I do each day. I do the exact same things. I act the exact same way. I don't care. I don't put weight to the significance of the emotion. So I always consider myself a happy person, but if I woke up and I was slightly less happy one day than another, it wouldn't affect anything I do, and I wouldn't put any relevance to it. I'm human, and that's life. So yeah, am I any happier now that I have hundreds of millions of dollars than before I was broke? Not really, but I was never unhappy. I'm the same state that I was then, that I am now. I have work to do, and I will do it. It's as simple as that. Well, also, there's no light without dark, and there's no joy without pain. You can't have a rainbow without a little rain. No matter how hard you chase pleasure and happiness, there's going to be dips and troughs in between. There's going to be come downs and downtrends, and you're going to have the juxtaposition between the time you were laughing your head off and acting giddish like a child, and the time that you feel depressed as such. And I think it's much better to just adopt a very disciplined, stoic mindset. I'm always the same base level of happy regardless. If I lost all of my money today, I would be the same happy. If my net worth quadrupled, I'd be the same happiness. But as long as I'm alive and the people I care about and love are alive, and as long as God gives me the honor of doing my duties and providing for the people I care about, as long as I get to wake up and know that there's a whole bunch of people in the world who need me, and I get to work hard to please them and do good for society and good for the world, then I'm a vessel of God, and I'm happy enough to survive. That's all I look at it as. I don't ever consider how well I feel. That doesn't cross my mind. I have things to do. I'm too busy. I have things to do every single day. I have very important things to do, and how I feel really is not going to affect how I complete those tasks.
Anybody can be steady when there is no storm. The true skill set of a leader is to be steady in the storm, not hysterical, not anxious, but steady in the storm. You are closer to there than you have ever been before. But God is not big on details.
Succeed at Estate Williams
He does not
Andy
tell you what's going to happen.
Northeast.
There are things that scare the living daylights out of you on the way. It's not the takeoff that you have to be concerned about, because most things take off good.
This is my first message from her website.
Most little babies start out good. Takeoff is
With my phone number, and I'm saying I'm interested in
things that happen in the middle
the property address
your ability to be
in
steady.
Indianapolis.
And there you are,
It was yesterday, so there's
and
nothing
you're trying
else.
to get to the other side.
So I need to know how much she sold, and let's
I want you to know that
get
he
her to be our real
determined the
estate
end from
agent.
the beginning. He knew where he wanted you to go before he formed you in your mama's belly. He had predestined for you to go to a place, but in the process of getting there, storms arise. The one thing that we all have in common, black or white, rich or poor, short or tall, the one thing I can guarantee you that all of us will face, male or female, is a storm. There is nobody you're going to meet or fall in love with that will avoid the fact that storms are
Good
built
night, Professor.
into God's plan. You have to know that He equipped you with a fire extinguisher and an emergency exit and an automated system that even when you
No,
can't see
good night,
Him,
so that
you
it's
can
just the
hear Him,
beginning of the
and
night,
you will
me and you
follow
together,
His
Professor.
voice.
I'm tired of having to speak well, Professor.
The other side. The first thing we do when we get in the storm is to try to fix the storm. The storm
set
is
the
not
tools.
yours to fix. You
now
cannot fix the storm.
now I'm
And it
saying
drives
good
you
morning.
crazy, but it's particularly difficult for men
I'm saying good
because we
morning.
are
It's just the
raised to
start
fix
of
the
the night,
home.
me and you together.
And there are some women who feel that way too. You feel
No,
like you
not good
fail
morning,
if you
good
don't
night.
fix it. You lose self-esteem
Okay,
because you
but
feel like it's your fault because you can't fix it. And I came to tell you,
yeah, so
every
there is a
storm that
lot
comes
of
your way,
changes, Professor.
it's not your job to fix. Storms don't always warn you that they're coming.
Change can bring challenges, but it also opens
Oh,
new
once you get
doors.
so high in the air, the pilot is going to pass out, and you're going to almost
To
lose
go
your
all
mind.
in
Your
with
husband
our
is going to leave
strategy
you
and
for
become
your
the first
girlfriend and your
one,
sister,
not the best one.
your mama. No, nobody, you don't get to pick. And how do you sit down and
Going
tell
all in
your
with a strategy
boys
can
you
be
lost your
What
girl
strategy
to
are
a
you
girl?
considering, and what's your
Oh, you think
vision
that's
for
funny?
becoming the first dad?
Yeah, you think that's funny, but that's
So
happening.
first of all, it's
You
about the
don't
real
get
estate,
to
yes.
pick
And
the
second of all,
storm
we will focus
you
on the
face.
both sides of
You
first,
don't get
you
to
know,
pick
getting
what
familiar
life
with
is
the
going
area,
to
and I
hand
already
you.
picked an area.
And to all those
And I already
control
have cash
freaks,
buyers
you
there,
have
so
a special
those
degree
are
of
people
trauma
that I
because the
previously
only
worked
time
with
you
and
feel safe
countless
is when you're
hours.
in control.
Then we'll focus on
And I
the hiring
confess to
side
you,
of the
I hate
agents.
it.
On
I
their side,
don't
we will
want to be in
explain
something I can't
exactly who we
control.
are and what we have
And when you're in
in
a
our
storm,
disposal,
the big
like
question in your
investors,
mind is,
and
do
what they
I
are looking
have
for and how they
what
are
it
buying, stuff
takes
like that.
to
And we
stand
will
against
become
this storm? Can I
with
make
the
it
both
through at my
of
age?
sides with
Can I
with
make
one
it through
vision,
at
yes.
my stage?
And then
Can
we
I make
will
it through after
concentrate
all
on
the other stuff we've
which
been through?
listing
And the worst
got
time
the
to have a
most
storm is when you're
potential to
already
go with,
tired.
and which is
That's why
you
the
know
enemy waits
worthwhile,
till you're
and we'll
tired.
start from there,
He
you know.
waits till you're frustrated. And you feel like if one more thing hits me, I am going to lose it up in here. And that's when the
That sounds like a
storm
comprehensive
comes.
plan, aligning with both the property and
And
agent
it came
sides.
to
What's
pass.
your first step?
And it came to pass. Every
So before
storm
I talk about the
that's
process,
ever
I need to
the planet
say just give me 5 minutes to
no matter
take
how
some
fierce,
breath
no matter
because
how devastating,
I'm
no matter
tired,
how many
Professor,
homes
you
were
know, and
destroyed, they
I don't care honestly
always
about how I
come.
feel because I
And
need
no
to
matter how
finish out what I
severe,
started.
no matter how
But
terrible,
what I'm
no
feeling
matter
right
how
now,
many
because
lives
I
were
just
lost,
spoke and I
families
feel
were
like
lost,
I lift
it
mountains.
still comes to pass. How many times in your life have you gone through something you
Take
thought
the
you
time you
weren't
need,
going to
MJ.
make it?
It's
Where are my
crucial
real
to
people at
acknowledge
this
your
morning?
efforts and your challenge.
I'm never gonna make it
When
out
you're
of
ready,
this.
we can
This
delve
is
into
too
the
much. I can't
process.
handle it. I can't take it. And
Any
half of the
specifics you want
stuff
to discuss about
that
the
broke
process?
my heart and almost drove me
Now
crazy.
just
I
remind me
can't
where
even
we started
remember.
and to continue from
It's
there,
in my
yes.
rear view mirror.
And
But in that moment when that
that's it.
storm hits, can I be steady in the storm?
We were about to
I
discuss
had some
the
tough
process
storms.
of focusing on the selected
And I
area,
learned that what I
engaging
have
with
to
cash
do
buyers, and
is be
coordinating with agents to
steady
align visions.
in the
And when you're
storms.
ready,
Can I
we pick
talk
up
to
from
you
there
this
and move
morning?
forward with our strategy.
Stop wishing for other
What are your
people's
thoughts on
stuff
proceeding?
because you don't understand all the things
Yeah,
that have to put into it
this
to
is
be
what I
ready
was
to
asked
handle
about.
it.
Just when I,
If your
come back
perspective
and
doesn't change,
let's
you will misunderstand
capture
that
where
God
we
allowed
at
the
and
storm
continue, you know.
to give you
But
an
yeah,
experience that
I'm on it.
nobody
Yes,
else
yes.
ever
So
got
just
to
a couple of
have.
minutes. I
You
will
want an
arrange
uncanny anointing?
all of the
Flow an
data, you know,
uncanny
because I
storm.
need to
You
be
want an
more,
uncanny
more
influence? Endure an
detailed
uncanny
how I
storm.
do it.
You
Because
don't
when
get
I
this by
vision it,
wishing for
it
it.
will become
You
more
get it
easier,
after
you
you
know, to
suffered
manifest
a
it.
while. There are no shortcuts to the storm. Oh, do you hear what I'm talking to you about? And this is not a time to faint.
Absolutely.
And this is not a
Take your
time to
to
give
organize
up.
the data
And this is
and
not a
get
time
clear
to
vision.
die.
Once you're ready, we can dive back in
No
and
matter what
continue
happens to you,
shaping our
it ain't
strategy.
over.
Remember,
Ain't no
clear
such a
vision
thing
is
as over.
smooth
As long as
manifestation.
God wakes
Let
you
me know
up,
when you're
that
set to
means
proceed.
He ain't through with you yet.
Awesome, Professor. Thank you. Love you, boys.
It's developing something in you that can only be developed in the tough times.
When you get into a tight spot,
You're welcome.
everything goes against you.
I
Never
appreciate
give
your
up, Jay.
enthusiasm.
But that is
Let me
just
know
the
when you're ready
place
to
and
continue,
time
and
that the
we'll keep
tide
forging ahead on our journey.
Now you have to
Remember, I'm
receive
here to
this by
support you
faith
every step
and
of
say,
the
God,
way.
I
Love you
believe
too.
what you promised, that a turnaround is coming. Hang on. Winters don't last forever.
بس ربنا معنا.